I'm Captain Meck, a Brit who is fascinated by America and its food. But today, the tried and tested Meck Eats America formula is being shaken up because I'm not making American food. This week, I'm making a full English breakfast. Today was supposed to be my biscuits and gravy video, but life has conspired against me. I have to go away for a week for work, so I haven't got enough time today to make the full biscuits and gravy video to do it proper justice. So I had to do a quick switcheroo. Now, some Americans have been asking me to do a couple of classic British dishes. I looked in my fridge and realised that I had all the ingredients for a full English breakfast. So I thought this is the perfect excuse to do this today. Now, for it to be a proper full English breakfast, it needs to have mushrooms and baked beans. Two things I hate, but I'm going to add them in anyway because I have to show you the proper dish. Now let's turn to my squadron leader to give us the background on the full English breakfast. It's time for Meck's research. You like to keep me on my toes, Meck. A full English indeed. Not very American, but let's give it a go. A traditional full English breakfast, or depending on where you are, a full Welsh, a full Scottish, or a full Irish, consists of bacon, sausage, egg, tomato, mushrooms, baked beans, black pudding, fried bread, hash browns. The list never ends. All smothered in tomato sauce or brown sauce. Although the ingredients are quite mix and match, depending on what one likes. The dish also has some political power, as it is often served in British embassies abroad to bring foreigners closer to British culture. The fried breakfast became very popular in the Victorian period. The dish took a hit in the war years due to rationing and the scarcity of food, but it is still enjoyed in Britain today as an occasional treat or a celebratory hearty breakfast. And you'll find all-day breakfasts served in many cafes and greasy spoons across the UK. And the breakfast is a staple start to the day for many builders and tradespeople. All this talk has got me hungry, so I'm heading off to the local cafe for a cup of Rosie Lee and a couple of Borrow and Begs. Ta-ta for now. If you liked the video, please click like. If you would like to subscribe to my channel for no money at all, please click subscribe. If you want to join my channel and become a super Meccaneer for various little perks, please click the join button at the top of my channel. Thank you, Squadron Leader. Still stuff to learn, especially for me, even though it's an English dish. There's no Ask the Audience this week because I didn't have time to ask you guys because of the last minute change of plan. Please feel free to post in the comments below this video and tell me if you've had it, what you think about it, maybe what some of your misconceptions are about the full English breakfast. It's time to get cooking. Let's get in the kitchen. So here we have it, the full English. But there's only one sausage there. Full English should have two sausages, really, and definitely more than one rasher of bacon. But I'm not that hungry, and I'm the only one here today, so I know I'm going to have to eat all of this. So that's why I made it quite small. So let's take a look at some of the ingredients. These little things, which I now realise are like tater tots, which if you watch my video, I've never had tater tots before. Couldn't get them in the UK. I bought these for the kids a while ago. Normally, you would have a hash brown, like your classic McDonald's hash brown. You wouldn't normally have these. Hash brown is standard, but I didn't have any. Beans, should we talk about beans? I've put them here because no English breakfast is complete without beans. However, I don't like beans. They're horrible. Now I'm talking about tinned, canned, baked beans. Beans in general, I'm very happy with. Even homemade baked beans, where you make your own tomato sauce, great. But the canned baked beans that a lot of people love in this country, I can't stand them because it's the sauce. It's something to do with the sweety, sugary, but I'm going to do it for you guys because I love you. And as I said, if I didn't have baked beans with this, everyone would say, well, it's not a proper English breakfast. I'm going to go for it. Disgusting. I can't, it is the sweetness of the sauce, but it's something else. I don't mind a sweet sauce. I can't put my finger on it. They're disgusting. But fair play to all Brits who love them. Many people love them. All my kids love them. Beans on toast, classic, horrible. I'm going to go on to mushroom because that's another thing I don't like. I wish I did like mushrooms. I kind of like the smell when they cook, and I sort of like the flavour they give to a dish. I think maybe it's more the texture. But again, I'm going to do this, guys, because I love you. I'm going to go for it. If I just concentrate on the flavour, the flavour's lovely. The flavour's great. It's the texture I cannot get over. Eating a cooked mushroom is what I imagine it would feel like to eat a slug. Not the sliminess, just the texture of biting into a slug. Oh, I wish I liked them, but I don't. Oh man, it's making me feel sick. My apologies. Let's get on to the good stuff. Okay, sausage. I don't know what the sausage situation is in America. That's a weird thing to say. We are pretty good at sausages over here in the UK. We have a strong historical tradition of sausage making. We have slightly different spice mixes for different areas of the country, which is why you'll hear of a Cumberland sausage or a Lincolnshire sausage. Just ever so slight nuances in the spices and the herbs and flavourings that they use. This sausage is not labelled as from being from a particular county here in the UK. This is just my local supermarket's special version of a pork sausage. And it's gorgeous. It's meaty and juicy. I can definitely taste sage, black pepper, maybe marjoram. So these are just really the standard sausages that we eat here in the UK. So sausage is good. Bacon, of course. We know the whole difference between American and English bacon. If you have seen my Elvis sandwich video, I'm sure there'll be a link on the screen somewhere. A lot of research I put into that. First, everyone was saying that what we call streaky bacon is what you guys have as your standard American bacon. However, I then read that our streaky bacon still comes from a different part of the pig than your American bacon. And then other people said, no, it doesn't. It is whatever. We have two types of bacon. We have back bacon, which is what we call this, the bigger thing. So there's much less fat. There's a rind of fat on the outside, one side, but most of it is just the meat. And it goes nice and crispy. Certainly drier than your bacon because it hasn't got the streaks of fat. Agreed. But we also have streaky bacon. Streaky bacon is used for certain things, maybe a crisp bacon sandwich, maybe used in cooking when you need lots of fat and juice. But generally, if you have bacon in a dish or as a breakfast in the UK, you're going to get what you guys would call English bacon, I suppose. Black pudding. I don't know what the deal is with black pudding in the States. Maybe you have something similar, but you don't call it black pudding. Maybe you don't have anything similar. I think it kind of maybe originated in Scotland, black pudding. I'm sure people will point me out if I'm wrong. It's similar to sausage meat in a way. I was just reading the ingredients to this. It is oatmeal and barley. So there's lots of grains in there. There is some meat in there. There's some pork rind and pork fat kind of mixed in. The thing that gives it its colour is the pork blood. So sometimes it's referred to as blood sausage. It has dried pork blood in there, which makes it kind of black. It does have a sort of pinky reddish tinge if you could see it nice and close up. Now that to me sounds disgusting. And for many years I did not go near black pudding because why would you with something flavoured and coloured with blood? It's actually great. because of the oatmeal, it has this sort of porridgey, carby, breakfasty feel to it. It's not like juicy meat, it's drier than that. But it kind of, yeah, it tastes oaty, cereally, with a sort of slight sausage taste in the background. It's different to sausage. It's the closest comparison I can think of. It has its own unique flavour. It doesn't taste strongly of anything. It's not like a strong spiced thing. It's really hard to describe. It is great. Worth trying if you can get hold of some. Fry it up, put it with your full English. Perfecto. What else we got? Egg, you've probably heard of eggs before. I'm guessing you can get those in America. Then, of course, we've got le fried bread. I would hazard a guess that most people in the UK wouldn't go for the fried bread with their full English because it's so massively unhealthy. You've already got quite a plate of calories there. To add fried bread as well, but my goodness, is fried bread good. It just soaks up all the flavours from the meat. We'd never have fried bread in any other meal. Do you have it with your English breakfast or not? That's it. It's the only time you're going to consider having it, and most people would go, no, we'll have toast. We won't fry it. I'm loving the English breakfast. Well, it is hard to eat it with one hand. Once I've finished this, I'm going to turn the video off, sit down and enjoy it. Sauces, ketchup, Heinz tomato ketchup, standard here in the UK. I'm sure it is in the US. Brown sauce. So brown sauce is a brown sauce with it has its own spices in it. It's got Worcestershire sauce in there. It's got probably some dark brown sugar. It's not like a barbecue sauce. Hasn't got the barbecue flavour. It's kind of, again, it's got its own thing. This one I'm using is Daddy's. It's called Daddy's Brown Sauce. That is a brand here in the UK, has been going since before I was born. The other major brown sauce brand is HP sauce. Stands for Houses of Parliament. Lots of British don't know that, even though there is a picture of the Houses of Parliament on the front of the bottle. So there we go, the constituent parts of a full English breakfast. I think that's a fairly good example of a full English. Do I score the full English? Why not? Maybe I should start making the classic British foods and score them as well. You guys can then watch along, and if you so wish, you could try making it at home as well in the States. Perfect. So let's score the full English breakfast. This is weird. A peel. You can see everything that goes in it. All the ingredients are laid out on a plate and you just dive in. I think the appeal is great for someone who loves a full English. A plate of full English, I mean, that is going to sort you out. If you've got a hangover, you had a rough night before, that is going to set you up for the day. So appeal, top marks for appeal. Ease of making, not so easy. If you want a quick fix in the morning, you're not going to go full English, which is why British people will rarely have a full English breakfast in the middle of the week. Saturday or a Sunday morning, much more likely, because they've got more time. Ease of making, a bit faffy, takes a bit too long. Lower on that. Taste, wow, there's so many tastes going on. I suppose the brilliant thing about the full English is you can omit the disgusting parts, like the mushrooms and the beans, so that you just have your own little plate of joy in front of you. So a pretty high score for the full English. Not way up the top, it's a heavy breakfast, and there's a lot of grease and stuff going on. I don't love it, but sometimes it hits the spot. So I'm going to go 80 Meck points for the full English breakfast. So there you can see my scoreboard. Much like my drink scoreboard, it's the first thing on there. It sits happily at the top. 80 Meck points, the full English breakfast. Well done, full English. You've done me proud. So there we have it for another week. I look forward to doing some more British classic dishes. Next week I'm still off schedule, so I will be posting something quick and simple. I'm not sure what yet. But after that, normal service resumes and I will be hitting biscuits and gravy with a vengeance. Love you guys as always. This week you have been full and breakfasty. Captain Meck, out.